Hi guys, it's Chris and Jen, and we are going to share with you how we got involved with the Chicago Church New Creation Bible Study, which they are Shincheonji Church of Jesus. They have a front church always. We didn't know that in the beginning, and let us share our individual experience with you. We'll first start with Chris and his experience with the Chicago Church New Creation Bible Study.
Hi, this is Chris. I am just going to share my experience with how I was introduced. I was introduced to this Bible study through my wife, who was introduced by her friend. And it seemed at first like a really good Bible study and a good community and body of believers to be a part of. New Creation Bible Study, Chicago Church. It all seemed very legitimate, so I just kind of jumped in head over feet, without really questioning it. And we went to the meet and greet. Everything seemed to go normal, just as in like an orientation for a Bible study. And so I was looking forward to it. And so I was trying to get times set up, to figure out and how to go to the morning class or should I go to the evening class. But they were very adamant that we take notes in the class that we're in. And if I was there in the evening class, I would have been at work. So I had no opportunity to take notes. And so I even told them, it's harder for me to get up in the mornings because I have a medical condition. But they would kind of use a guilt trip saying, oh, you need to give 100% to God. If you really love God, you give him 100%. So I would have an interrupted sleep schedule for about 4 months. I decided to start going to the morning class. And after I went to the morning class, I would take notes. And then in the evening, I would go there. And in the evening, I would also do the small group because it's brothers that I thought were in the Lord. But now it's brothers in Shincheonji, but not my brothers. So I was starting to feel really bad during the Bible study because there was the constant harping and harping. If you don't give God your 100%, they would use indirect things that I had shared to my evangelist in the evening, and they would just use it and make me feel really bad and condemn me for not being able to be at the Bible study in the very beginning in the mornings, or staying consistent, with being able to take notes. And so they would indirectly call me out, and they did that during the first few Bible studies. And I felt really bad, and I felt condemned. They're saying if you don't give God your 100%, you're gonna go to hell. So I normally don't ever listen to Joel Osteen because he doesn't give solid biblical truth, but I needed something lighthearted, so I actually turned to that and listened to that just to be reassured, that the Lord loves me and that I'm his child. And so just during this time, feeling the condemnation, I would always question my salvation. Do I have a relationship with God? God, do you really love me? And it's I honestly felt like maybe this was just a conviction that from the solid teaching that I thought they were giving us was making me question my salvation, which I thought was a good thing, because then it encouraged me to want to dive deeper into their study, which was just the opposite. It was the twisting of the Word of God and the truth, and twisting my mind to think that this really was truth, because it's so gripping and so convincing with the scriptures they used and the presentation and how they presented it. But I started to notice some things, like this church was kind of obscure. Like in the pictures that I saw online of this church, there was no reviews, no phone number. The building was kind of like unmarked, and also there was no website. And so it just really raised a lot of suspicions. Like everybody had to pray a certain way. The men and the women were all wearing like kind of like traditional uniforms, or wearing uniforms, and it just raised my eyebrows and raised some red flags. So that was my experience in the Bible study. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris, for sharing your story and how you got involved with this Bible study. Now I'm going to move on and share mine. In a previous video, I shared that a couple of friends already invited me to this Bible study, and I just wanted to go back to that. My one friend who took it in 2022 at first was skeptical and then got convinced that it was legitimate. She was the one who invited me this past January. And so, she really talked this Bible study up, something that I would really benefit from, especially with my medical condition. It would be something that she presented it like something that it would be really beneficial. And so I trusted her. And so I went into it. I started the class on January 4th. And there was, I think, the following week, another 3 days worth of Bible study. This entire time, it was all free. It wasn't charged or anything. However, they did stop the regular Bible study after like 4 meetings. And then they started to promote a different thing. They had a 9 months seminar, Bible study seminar, to continue what we were learning. And it was broken into 3 sections. The first part was called the introductory, and it's to study the parables, the figurative language of the secrets of heaven. The second one was the intermediate part, and that is God's logic, studying Genesis through Jude. And then the last part is the advanced course, where we study the book of Revelation. And from the previous courses, it's supposed to help us understand the book of Revelation. They go from verse to verse to dissect it and understand the figurative language that it's written in. And the way to understand that book is to understand what parables really mean, so we could use that to interpret it. They don't outright tell you that in the beginning. They just tell you the overview. I got more of the information as I researched them later on. Around this time, we are now scheduling to do a meet and greet with the instructors and the evangelists. I got scheduled with other group of people. This is all done in Zoom. And I met with both instructors of the seminar in my meet and greet. We're to share who we are, our name, our age, where we come from, how we came to Jesus, and why we want to do this study. And so everybody got their turn, came to me. I told them about myself, and that my husband and I have a ministry, and I have it in my heart wanting to, teach Bible study to others. And so this is where I got a little bit, a warning red flag going off. One of the instructors, she was very adamant to correct me that I am not to teach other people any of the Bible study yet until I finish the course. And I said, of course, I'm still learning. I wouldn't want to, be a stumbling block to anybody else. So I said I'm going to be reserving what I've learned until the end so I could share it with others. And after I said that, they were pleased, but, the way she spoke to me was a little bit alarming because she was trying to correct me and check me like, you can't teach anybody anything yet until you finish the course. And I'm like, okay, sure thing. But besides that, they're all very nice. They listened to what we had to say. And so there was 2 times we can meet. They have so we meet Monday, Tuesday, Thursday at either 10 a.m. Central Standard Time or 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so because I live in the West Coast, it will be either at 8 in the morning or 5 in the afternoon. So I went to the 5 in the afternoon. And as you heard, my husband went to actually both. He went to the 8 a.m. and the 5 p.m. Just because of he shared of his work schedule and other personal things he had to deal with. But so we're going through this course, and in the beginning it was pretty good. It was like only an hour of study and then another 15 minutes of small group time in the breakout room. And then as time progressed, they extended our learning to 2 hours. And then we were in the breakout room for 15 to 30 minutes sometimes. It depended on what the material was. And I kind of want to pause the video here now, and because the next video I want to share more about the actual things we studied and why it was so alarming. And I've been seeing more and more red flags and my spirit was not sitting right. And how God wanted us to pretty much exit out of here. All right, guys, thank you for listening. Be blessed.